Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you guys to another edition of the Grando Show coming to you from Portland, Oregon. Some bonus content today. So I got the last episode up and I'm still figuring it out, but looks like I know what to expect now, and I'm it's all gonna, the episode should come out now. So shouldn't have a problem with any more episodes. Knock on wood. And obviously there's gonna be episodes where I'm gonna be completely sober and maybe drink coffee, but this is not one of them. You know, it's been a long week. I've had some hurdles, some life hurdles that I've had to deal with. So I'm just gonna try to enjoy my weekend and just get into the new show. You know, I'm always checking out new podcasts, so just wanted to add my 2 cents or whatever. I mean, eventually I'm gonna do a show with coffee and in the morning time, and maybe eat, like a scone or something, nice scone, maybe a fritter, apple fritter, apple fritter, apple fritter. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that now. I'm gonna have a beer and probably smoke some weed, because that's kind of it's kind of my thing, but this is like the closest thing I've ever been to being in the studio. Like, I have some equipment now, and I'm kind of doing things, and I'm still learning as I go, obviously, but I would obviously like to start the show by giving a big cheers and salute to everybody maintaining throughout this bullshit. Pour something up, put something in the air, you know what I'm saying? Share something with your dog. Salute, cheers, everybody, for making it this far. That being said, there's just some stuff on my mind that I just need to get out there. Obviously, like a lot of people, I don't got shit to do. I don't have shit to do. All I do is listen to podcasts, watch TV, and I'm starting to catch up on the whole Comedy Store thing, because it's all kind of new to me still. Because, as soon as the pandemic hit, it seemed like a lot of people from the Comedy Store, which is a stand-up comedy venue in Los Angeles, it seems like a lot of them went to the podcast. A lot of them did, and they're all really good. So I'm still trying to piece together what you don't see on the documentaries, because there was a documentary out on the Comedy Store that came out, and I didn't see it. I haven't seen it. What I'm gonna do is make my own opinion of what I think happened. And here's the thing, right? Here's my 2 cents. I'm just sharing a lot of different angles, because obviously I listen to Tiger Belly. I listened to Bobby Lee, and he was telling me about the time that Ari beat him up, and he went to Carlos Mencia, and he was like, well, you can't put this guy on your show, because Carlos Mencia was shot calling and big balling at that time. And I never understood what was going on there, but it seemed like Ari was definitely a part of the in crowd at the Comedy Store, kissing Joe Rogan's ass, and not just his, but a lot of other people, and but it just seems like Um, my only thing with everything that I'm hearing is, you know, uh, I think everybody has influences, right? We all have like people that we don't necessarily steal from, but it kind of steers us in the direction that we want to go in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that everybody steals, but it's really hard to have like a unique, uh, uh, like to be not a unique you know, stand up, but just like an idea, you know, because there's been a lot of stand ups through the years, and they've all done a lot of jokes about a lot of different shit. That being said, if something comes out to where it's like so unbelievably plagiarized that you can't help but, you know, think like, wow, that person or people are just blatantly stealing from this other people, then that's a problem. That being said, um, what I want to know is, I mean, here's the thing, right? I've seen, like a lot of people, I watch a lot of TV, right? And there's a Seinfeld episode where uh, Seinfeld bombs intentionally in front of another comic because he feels like this guy is getting a lot of his like mojo from when he comes out, right? And so what he does is he completely bombs, and so the guy coming after him, you know, like starts crying because he's doing so bad. But I feel like that happens a lot, right? See, I've never had formal training. I've never been a stand up, but obviously it's something that I would like to do one day. And I just can't help but feel that this happens, you know, more than once. Like somebody that doesn't, not that they don't like you, they just feel like, you know, you're getting this spot unfairly because of their spot. And so they're going to try and bomb and whatever, what have you. And, you know, and then all of a sudden it's a shit show. And so I'm not saying that happens a lot, but I'm going to assume that it does happen, right? But seriously, you know, I just got hip to the whole Brandon Schaub thing with Joe Rogan, and I thought it was amazing. You know, I mean, amazing in the sense of that Joe Rogan straight up told him, "Hey, you should fucking quit." And you know, in some ways, I feel like there could have been a better way of saying it instead of, you know, announcing it to the world. But on the other hand, you know, Joe Rogan's a showman too, and you know, it's part of the show. But you know, I just it's not that it didn't sit right with me. I just kind of felt like, you know, like Joe Rogan had so much power at that time that he was gonna pretty much tell people how it was, and they weren't gonna say shit to him because they knew that if they were gonna backtalk, they, you know, they get a slap in the mouth, or, you know what I'm saying, something, you know what I'm saying, they would get not reprimanded, but, you know, they wouldn't be with the in crowd. But you know, like I said, I'm an outsider. I'm definitely an outsider. What I can tell about the Comedy Store is that I was very cliquish towards the end, and not just towards the end. Like I'll say since 2010, even earlier than that. Like I said, there's been a lot of acts. There's been a lot of comedians that come out of the Comedy Store, and I do feel like I'll never really get the full extent of what happened there. I mean, come on, it's you know, you're working with a bunch of people that, you know, are pretty much, you know, you know, just trying to live their best life and trying to live it to the fullest and trying not to care what other people think. And it's obviously it was probably the most amazing experience they've ever had, and also the most frightening, because they probably got into a lot of shit, you know. And I'm glad now, though. It just seems, because here's the thing, right? We're still in a pandemic. We're in a fucking pandemic, so I really didn't have time to I never really had time to look at, who's coming out and podcasting and what podcasts were good. Podcasts. But now, we've all had time. That's all we got is fucking time now. And so we're like, I mean, me especially, I'm fucking trying to figure out what happened, what I'm saying, with all that shit. Because there's there's a lot of content and people who've come out of the Comedy Store, and it just it seemed like it hurt a lot of people when the Comedy Store shut down. I mean, not only that, it just seemed like, Los Angeles in general, the Comedy Store to Los Angeles was a huge deal, like a lot of places, but it seems like, when the Comedy Store shut down in Los Angeles, it seemed like a lot of people were fed up, kind of like New York City, and just started fucking taking off, and they were like, fuck this shit, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get the fuck out of here. I do think that, from my opinion, it does seem that a lot of shit changed when Mitzi died, who was Pauly Shore's mother. Now, like I said, I'm still piecing together what I know, because, I mean, obviously, a lot of those guys are in a clique. I mean, they're friends. They're not in a clique. They're friends. And so they support one another. But, I mean, it's just, my 2 cents is that, I mean, you're in Los Angeles. You're getting paid to, play the Comedy Store. And, I mean, so your ego is this fucking big. I mean, you have a huge fucking ego. And it's just, it's not that it's hard. I mean, here's the thing, right? Everybody has an ego. Everybody has egos. So I think that it's a lot harder to have everybody focus on the same thing when you have a bunch of egos in the room. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe they should have been focusing on helping each other, but you know what I'm saying? Egos. There's a lot of egos in the room, and when you have a lot of egos, everybody wants to shine. You know what I'm saying? Like, not necessarily shine, but they just feel like they're entitled because they bring in people and they're doing this and that. They're in charge. You know what I'm saying? They should say who goes and who stays. You know what I'm saying? But there's one or two stories that really stand out to me. Obviously, Uncle Joey. I feel like if I was ever coming up as a comic, I would look to him, for advice, because it just seems like he will tell you what it is, unbiased opinion. Like he's gonna tell you the truth, even though you don't want to hear it, which is somebody you want to have on your side, Plus, the stories are fucking great. Uncle Joey, his stories would fucking entertain you for a lifetime, even too. But his podcast is great. Joe Rogan has a lot to offer. I mean, obviously, he's doing his show relentlessly. And so I don't see it stopping anytime soon. It's just, I want to see him more doing the comedy thing, but I mean, obviously, I've never seen him do stand up, so I've only seen him through the podcast. So there's that. In hindsight, I think Brendan Schaub is the route that he took to like do podcasting. It's incredible. He's great, on the mic and doing the podcast and everything. It it may be a blessing in disguise, but he's great. He's great. Is he better than Joe Rogan in some ways? But they're friends. They're not in competition. So besides, Joe Rogan has the UFC thing, and Brendan Schaub has his own deal. It's hard to see that level. Is what I'm saying. It's hard to get to that level, and those two guys have it sewed up. Now, I hope that someday that I get a chance to hear firsthand stories of the Comedy Store. But I'm not sure if that's ever going to happen. I'm never going to go on Joe Rogan's podcast. Are you shitting me? I'm never going to be on King and this thing. I mean, I'm just a man whose intentions are good. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a man. I have no ego. But that being said, it's still cool to hear about the Comedy Store and the people that come out of there. Everything's online now. You can find out every story about everybody. And more often than not, you'll find some shit. If you look hard enough, you'll find some shit, So, anyways, that's my 2 cents about the Comedy Store, because it just seems like there's so many people from the Comedy Store who are doing a podcast now that you can't miss it. You know what I'm saying? That you can't miss a podcast from somebody from from who used to headline at the Comedy Store. That's all I'm saying. Very, very cool. All right. So we're gonna go to. I want to see if I missed anything from there. I don't think so. Right. I don't think so. It's just crazy to hear Tiger Belly, because Bobby Lee's from San Diego, and I know people from San Diego, and they have their own way of doing things, and which is very misunderstood, but like I recognize it, and it's like so hard to understand, but obviously it's not everybody's cup of tea, and but that's why I like listening to Tiger Belly, because he's just it's amazing what some of the shows that he puts on. It's entertaining, and at the same time it's kind of like, that's what San Diego does. Like in my opinion, like San Diego, I've said it more than one time. San Diego could totally, if they were to like, if they could succeed from Southern California and be their own like kind of thing, they would totally do that. Like seriously, like San Diego, they're so close to Los Angeles that they're always going to be linked, right? And at the same time, like San Diego, it's not that it's totally different, but it's just a different kind of vibe, you know what I'm saying? And if you've never been there or been around that type of crowd, then you're not gonna get it. All I'm gonna say is that, like, it's, Tiger Belly, and hearing from Bobby Lee's point of view, may be the best and purest. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. I mean, obviously Joe Rogan has a lot of interests and a lot of other things, and he's in Texas now, and he's gonna start wearing the cowboy hat pretty soon. So, I mean, what can you say? What can you say about it? You know what I'm saying? He's a Texas boy. He's a Texas boy now. So, I don't know. Los Angeles is a crazy place. It just seems like I once heard that Los Angeles, like, the roads in Los Angeles all lead to the freeway. I've heard that saying before, and it kind of stuck with me, because a lot of the roads lead to the freeway in Los Angeles. That's no joke. but millions of people go there to try and make it in show business. More often than not, they are, they're disappointed, and so it's just sad sometimes when I see what the media has, how the media has portrayed Los Angeles, because Los Angeles has a lot of character. It's always had, and I just feel like there's a lot of people that just take from her, and they don't necessarily give anything back. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it bothers me to a point to where I know what it can be and what it should be, and from what it is now, it's very frustrating to see. Very frustrating. I mean, you're talking about Los Angeles, being, the home to, the Sunset Strip and all the great bands that played there, and, East Los Angeles and the beaches, but it just seems like more and more people go there for the wrong reasons, or they just get caught doing stupid shit. And I can go on and on about this subject, but I'm going to stop myself, because obviously there's two sides to every story, and there's a lot of people from Los Angeles who still live there and are trying to fight through all this shit. And I know that they're having a hard time, because, like I've said more than one time, it's not easy for anybody right now. It's not easy for anybody right now. So you guys got to pick and choose, what I'm saying, what to hold on to, what I'm saying? But here's the thing, right? You gotta slow down sometimes. You gotta appreciate what you have. Try not to get too caught up. So that being said, I'm gonna tell you a story about what happened to me one time, because this is how random shit happens. You know what I'm saying? So I've been at this apartment for 2 years now, about 2.5. I signed my second lease on this place in June. Okay. But I moved into this place. Well, before I moved to this place, I lived in a floor right below this floor. I moved in the same building. I moved from the second floor to the third floor. Does that? I'm pretty sure that makes sense to everybody. I moved one floor up in the same building. Anyways, so obviously, when you move, you have to change addresses. I mean, you have to call the post office and change your address. You change your cable over, and whatever, shit like that. And then so I changed my cable because I have cable and my Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi cable is the best way to go, in my opinion. I know there's a lot of companies out there, but cable's the best Wi-Fi. Come on. And so I changed everything over to my new place, right? And when I was changing everything over, when I was moving all my shit to my new place, my apartment now, there was no cable jack in my living room that I have here. And I couldn't fucking believe it. Like, how is there no cable outlet in my living room? There should be a fucking... Now, there's in the bedroom, there's a cable outlet on the same wall, right? So I was like, I can't believe these assholes didn't put a fucking cable outlet, because it's right there. Like, all the cable company needs to do is come in, and it's on the same wall. You know what I'm saying? They just need to put an outlet behind it. A cable jack, whatever. And so I'm like, I can't believe this shit. So I'm like, I called the cable company and I make an appointment. And I'm like, hey, so I don't have a cable outlet on my wall in my living room, but there's one right behind it on the same wall in my bedroom. They're like, okay, no problem, Mr. Moreno. We're going to have somebody out there, and we'll fix it. I knew it was an easy fix. I was just more pissed off that they didn't have it in the first place anyway. So the guy comes, and so he hooks up the cable, hooks up my Wi-Fi and my cable box and everything. Everything's working fine. And so later on, he's all finished up, and the guy goes, so it says on my report here that you have another cable box. And I'm like, no, I don't have another cable box. And the guy says, well, it seems like you've been getting charged for an extra cable box for like a year. And I'm like, no way. And the thing is, when I moved it, when I first got my cable box, they didn't send it to me right away. It took them like 2 weeks, and I complained, so they overnighted a box. And then when I got the other one, I mailed it back because it was just taking too long. It was more than 2 weeks, and I was pissed because I was paying for cable that I wasn't watching. That's like a half month of worth of cable, right? Anyways, so I'm like, well, I told him the situation. Right? I'm like, well, you know what? I complained because I didn't get my cable box right away. Okay. So the guy goes, well, let me see what I can do for you. All right. So the guy goes, he's on the iPad or whatever. And he's like, boop, 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 beep, boop, bop. He gets on the horn. And the guy goes, okay, Mr. Moreno, so here's what we're going to do for you. He says, we're very sorry about the extra charge, but we're gonna credit you for a year's worth of that payment. And I'm like, or I was like, can are you serious? He's like, yeah. He's like, we're gonna credit you uh a year's worth of the credit that you were getting charged for that cable box. And I was like, you're fucking kidding me, right? I mean, I was super happy. But he's like, no, wait. And I was like, yeah, you're getting credited right now. So, the whole everything was free. I mean, I didn't pay a bill for it wasn't a full year. It was like 8 months or something. But I paid zero cable for 3 months. And the thing that always like the thing that always like stood out to me was that like I mean the only reason why I called the cable company was because there was no jack in my living room. Now, if there was a jack in my living room, I would have never have called them. You know, it's just like stupid shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like sometimes you just have to like fall. It's like not the you just sometimes it's like you just have to keep trucking. Something might go for you like unexpectedly because I let's just say that I never had to call him, and I was paying extra for an extra box for what, another 2.5 years. I mean it would definitely have sucked, and I had just moved into my new place. Obviously, I was very happy that I didn't have to spend that extra money for my cable bill every month because I just moved into my new place. And it was just one of those things where I was just like caught totally off guard. I mean, it was like I was super grateful for the cable guy being that aware of the situation and trying to have customer service in that very short window, because he knew that I was being ripped off, what I'm saying? So he tried to make it right, and so I mean, here that's the thing, right? If a real man pays his debts, and not necessarily that, if you're a straight up legit company, you try to do the right thing as far as not trying to, because they could have been total dicks. I mean, they could have just been like, well, fuck, let me just take that charge off, or let me, what I'm saying? It was a oversight that what I'm saying, that just got it got overlooked, and I just want to credit those people who made it right. What I'm saying? But if something like that happens to you, and it's like, well, you feel like, man, that for me, that made me feel like, well, fuck, you know what? These guys are all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it made me feel like I wanted to pass that on. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make sure that everybody got what they were getting. I wanted to make sure that when people came into my restaurant or whatever, they were getting their money's worth. You know what I'm saying? As it made me like, I don't want to say it changed me that much. I just felt like I wanted to pay it forward. Like I felt like this is something that I wanted to make sure that if I could share or have somebody, do the same thing that I felt that day, I thought it would be totally worth it. And maybe that sounds weird. Maybe that's weird to people, to have somebody pay attention and try and give you the best customer service that you could get. Maybe that sounds weird. And I'm sure it does, because you can't there's some things you can't win. There's some things you can't teach. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not that there's things you can't win. There's some things you can't buy. There's certain things you cannot buy, and there's certain things that you cannot learn. And I just wanted to acknowledge that everybody's capable of doing something, you know what I'm saying, to enhance everybody else. And as soon as we all feel that way, I think, people will start to change their minds, the way they see things. But it just takes one time. It just takes one time. That's all it takes. Just take once. All right. There's another thing I wanted to bring up. Okay. So I watch a lot of TV, obviously. And I've been seeing a lot of commercials that have interracial relationships, but they're all the same, interracial. It's very funny. It's very funny, because I don't want to call it propaganda, but it just seems like if I see more than one thing, because it was like a insurance commercial and the other one was like a commodity. It was like a cleaner or something, but more than once it's a commodity. I mean, coincidence. It's not a coincidence. If I see, what I'm saying, and it's just funny to me, because my only thing with that is, I don't care if they're interracial relationships. Just make them like real. I mean, more than, or just not real, but more than just black and white people. Like, have interracial relationships with Mexicans and black people, and they have Blaxicans. A Blaxican is a Mexican and a black people baby. Now, I didn't make up that word. That's just, Mexican and black is the Blaxican. Have some Blaxicans on there. Have some Asians and black. You know what I'm saying? Have some, have whatever. How about Chinese? How about the Chinese and the Mexican, or the Latino? The Chinese like the Latino sometimes. I mean, the Latinos love the Chinese, though, or the Asian. A lot of Latinos love Asians. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. It sucks that a lot of commercials are doing relationships, just black and white people. Like, do more than that. Do different ones, because it's not just black and white people that's into relationships. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. It just stood out to me. So I wanted to say something about it. That's all I'm saying. But it's very controversial. It's controversial. It's controversial. You know? I think like Jessica Alba is like half Filipino. And I'm like, nobody talks about that. I'm pretty sure Jessica Alba is like half Filipino. So, whatever. Nobody wants to talk about it. All right. What else do I got? Stimulus check. Stimulus. I got my stimulus. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stimulus checks. Stimulus checks. Stimulus checks are the best. I'm talking about stimulus checks. It's free money. It's free money, ladies and gentlemen. Get your stimulus check, motherfuckers. Motherfuckers. All right. Obviously, everybody loves a stimulus check. That's for sure. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I know you've been waiting. I know you've been waiting for my top 5 list. I think we're gonna do something special. I'm gonna do something special for that. I'm gonna have to take a time out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, top 5 list coming up. I'm gonna take a little break. I'll be right back. Top 5 list coming up. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. All right. Let me just get situated. I think on my next show I'm gonna do only top 5 lists. I think I'm gonna do my top 5 cable shows of all time, and I'm gonna go network by network, because there's a lot of shows that I've been catching up with because I don't got shit to do. I ain't got a motherfucking thing to do, so I've been catching up on my shows. Some shows been canceled and pissing me off, so I'm gonna get some shout outs. So that's maybe my next show. I'll do network by network, my top shows. Obviously HBO has a lot of shit. Stars is one of my favorites. Cinemax, obviously, what they're doing, it's crazy. But the old, I don't want to put them all together. You know what I'm saying? Because now we just there. We got FX and FX Plus, and we have HBO Max and Discovery Plus and Disney Plus, and we got so much fucking content right now. It's fucking unbelievable. I'm just waiting for fucking like the stupidest shit to come out, like HBO Plus, where it's only one show. Yeah, get HBO exclusive content. Get this app with HBO Plus, and you'll get this show, and it's only one show, and you're paying $10.99 for it. I mean, because it's just getting stupid. How many TV shows how many TV apps can we have? I mean, it's just HBO has an app for their app. I mean, think about that. They have an app for their app. Right? It's not HBO. It's HBO Max. And it's not fucking NBC. It's NBC Max. It's fucking ridiculous. I mean, you gotta pay like. You can't just get NBC or whatever, ABC, and get The Office. You have to get, NBC Max. It's fucking stupid. But that's another show. That is another show. Okay? That's another show. All right. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Top 5. This is my top 5 Last Supper. So obviously it's my list. I am biased. There's no scientific reason for my list. It's only because it's my fucking opinion. But in my opinion, this is my top 5 list of the Last Suppers that you'll ever eat. Like, if you had a choice, like, this is the last dinner. If you had an option and you knew you were gonna die, you knew you were gonna pass away, this would be the thing that you asked for. You know what I'm saying? Like, before you get put down by the state or whatever, the last meal. This is my top 5 last meals. Okay. Number 5. Turkey dinner. This is a strong number 5. It's a strong number 5. You get the turkey, you get the stuffing, you get the mashed potatoes, you get the fucking whatever, the it's on the tip of my tongue. Cranberry sauce. Cranberry. I want some cranberry sauce. Give me that cranberry sauce. I'm talking about cranberry sauce. Give me some of that cranberry sauce, please. Turkey dinner. Number 5, last meal. Number 4. Okay. Number 4, pizza. I got a belly full of pizza right now. I've had pizza in my life for a long time. Okay. I've had some of the best pizza ever. Like, I did spend a lot of time in New York, so I am biased. I'm just saying, I know a good slice when I taste it. And it just seems like I've always especially living in New York, there was a lot of nights where I'd get a slice and a salad, as a dinner option, and it never disappointed, never disappoints whatsoever. You know, can I just talk about for 1 second the side salad, the New York side salad? So a New York side salad would have uh, like a heaping scoop of mozzarella and like olives. Uh, the classic pizza salad. You know, the side salads are ginormous, from what I can remember, and fresh olives. They had the pit in them. I think they taste better actually. If olives with the pit, just don't crack your teeth. Try not to crack your teeth on the olive, but I think olives with the pit in them, they taste the best. Anyways, we're moving on. Pizza. Would you order pizza for your last meal on Earth? That's a tough one. I love pizza. I know a lot of people that love pizza. That's all I'm saying. Number 4. Or no, that was number 4. Okay, that was number 4. So we got turkey dinner, and we got pizza for the last meal, and we got number 3. Okay. Now this was a tough one for me because the number 3 pick. There's a lot of people that love burritos, and I wouldn't be surprised if somebody on death row ordered a breakfast burrito for a last meal. I just wouldn't be surprised. You know what? You know why? Because I know white people. Let's just get it out there. White people. Okay. White people love breakfast burritos. And I used to know this white boy who it didn't matter what time of day it was. It didn't matter where we were or what taco stand we went to. He would always order a breakfast burrito. Didn't matter. It's like, hey man, what are you getting? I'm getting breakfast burrito. What the fuck y'all getting? And I would just be laughing my ass off because I knew exactly. His name was Jeremiah. Yeah, he was. I still remember him to this day. His name was Jeremiah because I remember from the song. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. That's how I remember him. But it's a very unique song. So, but he was from. He wasn't from Temecula. He was from right around that area. God dang it! It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, it's right after. It's right in Azusa. And it was right around, like the Riverside, like inland, like going towards Palm Springs. It was God damn it, I'm gonna think about it later, but it's on the tip of my tongue. It's just one of those things that you'll never forget. I'm not gonna Google it. I'm not gonna Google that. I'm gonna fucking Google it. Fuck you. Cause I'm pissed. I am pissed. Okay, here we go. Here we go. It was Hemet. He was from Hemet. God damn it. I should have remembered that. Yeah. Okay, because there's San Jacinto. Okay. And then you get Paris. Right? And then you get to Moreno. But he was from Hemet. Yeah. It's out there, man. Hemet's out there. Cool dude. Just one of those things, you know. Okay, so number 3. This is my list of last meals. Last meals, number 3. Breakfast burrito, and it's a tie. Breakfast burritos are spaghetti and meatballs. Spaghetti and meatballs, what can I say? You get the noodles, you get the sauce, you get the meatballs. I'm sure that there's been some people on death row who's ordered spaghetti and meatballs for the last meal. I mean, would you do that? Would you order spaghetti and meatballs for your last fucking meal? That's a tough one. I love spaghetti and meatballs. Maybe a little side of garlic bread, maybe a little Parmesan. I'm not sure if I would turn that down. Oh, it's definitely a good number 3. Good number 3. Okay. Number 2. See, my 2-in-1, I definitely struggle with because this is your last meal on earth. This is the last meal that you have before you get executed, or you get the lethal injection, or you get the electric chair. How about that? Okay. So I struggled for my 2-in-1, but my number 2, it's got to be fried chicken. Got to be. I know there's a lot of number 1s out there who like number 1, but fried chicken for sure. Very up there on my list for last meals. I remember my abuela, rest in peace. She would get that was her jam for sure. Vamos a comprar el Kentucky. She liked the Kentucky, the original recipe Kentucky. That was her shit. And that was when she was happy, that's for sure. That's my abuela's favorite was the original recipe KFC chicken. And that's for sure. And I don't know how you would not want to order that for your last meal, okay? But my number one, ladies and gentlemen, my number 1 last meal. This is my number 1 meal that I would ask for. My last meal. Come on. It's got to be steak and potatoes, filet mignon, 3-inch steak, nice ribeye. I would ask for French fries. I would, I like the country potatoes, but I want to sub French fries, maybe some a side salad, A1 sauce, maybe some hot sauce. There's nothing better than a great cooked steak. All right. I gotta go. I love y'all. Peace. One love.